Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Pipeline Podcast, Season 2.
No.
This is our first episode of 2022, and that means new Nintendo, new pipelines, new podcasts. And to start us off, we are going to rank all of the Nintendo-published video games from 2021. With me today is...
It's me, CMM. I'm Clay. Hi.
And I'm here as the ratings science master, James, to make sure that this goes smoothly.
The JRPG expert.
Yeah. There's not too many of those. I guess there's 3.
Yeah, we'll just have to trust you if they're good or not.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we think we have every Nintendo published game on here.
Yeah.
Did that come out this year?
No More Heroes 3 did, but I don't think that it was published by Nintendo, was it?
It's not.
Take it off the list.
I just put it, hey, you know what? Fine. No
Can't
one
rank
gets
every
no more
Switch
heroes.
game.
No one gets no more heroes.
So we think we have every published Nintendo game, plus a few other things that are mostly Nintendo related. Like Pac-Man 99 isn't published by Nintendo, but like you can't say that's not a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go down this list, rank, like put them on the board as we go. I got a Google Doc in front of me, so you'll probably hear some typing,
some clacking.
You're just gonna have to be okay with that. I can't edit out all the typing, so maybe it's soothing to you.
Just think of it as ASMR.
Yeah, it's ASMR.
That's the closest you're gonna get from us.
Very cheap ASMR. Yeah.
So the list starts alphabetical and then goes
and then stops.
and then just goes into like what was missing.
Yeah.
Clay, do you want to start us off with the first game? I think you're the only one that's played this one.
I've played Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain, and I quite like it. It's number 1 on the list so far.
It's number 1 on the list. Big Brain Academy.
All right, sweet.
Fantastic.
Truly outstanding.
Has anybody played Bravely Default 2?
Yeah, I finished it. It's fine. It's the worst, maybe the worst Bravely game.
So would you say it's worse than Brain Age, Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain?
My brain was big enough, so I didn't play Big Brain Academy. So I don't know.
Just base it off emotion, you know?
Clay was extremely excited about Big Brain Academy in a way that I am not excited about Bravely Default 2, so I'm going to assume it's better.
Boom. Bravely Default 2 is the worst Nintendo game of 2021 so far.
Yes. Exactly. I think Muffin, the next
I think I'm the only one who played Game Builder, and I was very disappointed by it. We're not off to a great start.
Yeah, we're not. I still haven't gotten around to Game Builder Garage yet.
I could honestly, it's like clever, but the tutorials are so boring. Like they're not like, there's no creativity. It's literally just like, open this menu and put this thing right here on this square.
And if you try to do anything else, it doesn't work.
Just doesn't let you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say this is the worst Nintendo game on this list so far.
Wow. Bold claim on our 3-game list.
Is that based solely on the tutorial, though?
That's what the game is, the tutorial and the tools are very interesting. So I think if you're someone who's like new to game making and actually is like excited about using those, I've seen people make some amazing things. I've seen someone make like Grand Theft Auto. I've seen a bunch of pinball machines.
I was going to say, how about the stuff that you played in Game Builder Garage? Is that a separate ranking?
No, it's the same ranking. There's some cool stuff. It's clever. If you're not super excited about Bravely Default 2, I could see it taking the number 2 spot here.
I want to keep that game down.
Okay, we're gonna keep Bravely Default 2.
I'm feeling vindictive tonight. Is the thing.
So, Game Builder Garage is taking second place, middle of the pack.
Can't believe it.
Okay, here is one I played a few rounds of, and Clay played a lot of.
I've played a lot of.
This is Mario Golf Super Rush. Tell us about it.
So something I very much dig about this game is, especially after all of the free content that was added, I actually haven't bothered much with the adventure mode. I've just been playing mostly like the ranked online mode that they added, which I find very satisfying because one, every ranked match is 3 holes, so it's nice and short, and the courses rotate every half an hour, and you can earn a silly costume reward every month. And sometimes it's something cool, like this month in 2022, it's Mario's NES Open Tournament golf outfit, the one that it's like an American flag
Oh, that's
costume.
cool.
That's great.
Other times it's like 2 colors for Toad. So the rewards vary, but it's fun kind of grinding up to doing it. Ranking mode is kind of a generous name for what that is, because you don't lose points ever, you just get more by playing.
How much do you have to play per month to get the costume reward?
So you start at C, or you start at C minus, and then you need to get to A minus in order to get the costume reward. So you get through the C rank pretty quickly. Like if you do decently, if you do pretty decently in an early match, you get like 15 points, and that is basically a C minus to a C right there. It's when you get to B rank that it takes longer to grind up. It usually takes me like a couple hours to do.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I just do it in like one night. I just grind.
So would you say this is so far the best game of 2021?
Yeah, you know what? I will put it above Big Brain, just in terms of content alone. They've added a lot of courses. The courses have like alternate layouts. They've added some new modes like the target golf, and obviously there's stuff like battle golf that they imbued with the game, and speed golf and all that. The game feels very good and meaty to me right now with its content. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's kept me coming back pretty much every month with the updates.
Last question: did they ever add any more speed golf courses, or combat golf courses?
Oh,
like
the battle golf courses?
battle
No, they never added more. Yeah, it's just there's 2, and then you can choose whether you want the items on or off. It's
Gotcha.
pretty much it
Okay.
for battle
Yeah,
golf.
I liked what I played of it at my friend's house. So yeah, that's the number 1 game so far.
Yeah, and
Mario
it's
Golf
also
Super
great.
Rush.
It's also great for when you like accidentally get really stupid birdies or stupid eagles or holes in one, because that Switch replay video feature is great for cataloging those. I got
That's cool.
I got the dumbest eagle of my life the other day, and the game is good at making that happen,
Oh, that's cool.
and it just feels good.
Our next game is one that I think
Yeah,
at least 2 of us have played. James, have you played Mario Party Superstars?
I've played a single round of it
That's enough.
with my 8-year-old niece. It's
nice. Did she beat you?
It's fine. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, she beat you though.
She did.
I like Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cool.
It reminds me of my youth. It made some of my hairs grow back.
Oh, that's cool.
Made
Congratulations.
me feel like I was a kid again.
I actually really dig this one. I think what helps this one a lot is obviously the online makes it very compelling. The board selection is good, even if it's a little lacking. The minigame selection is fantastic in general. Really, I would say like the one thing that's kind of lacking with Party Superstars is like the extraneous content. You have Mount Minigames, which is kind of just you're playing minigames in different ways.
Yeah.
Like some of the modes are fun, like survival.
There's a few
and
endless
stuff.
modes.
Yeah, there are some endless modes that they don't like telegraph very well.
Yeah, and there's matchmaking for some of the sports games.
Oh, really? That's fun. I haven't messed
Yeah.
with that.
I did a 1v1, the soccer one. That was fun.
Like
I won.
they don't like. There's endless versions of some games, and they just kind of don't tell you they're there. Like in previous Mario Party games, usually if there was an endless version of a game, they'd have it under something called like extra mode or something like that. And there is a section for that for the sports and puzzle games that are like endless or like full expanded games. But some of the mini games like Book Squirm, there is infinite Book Squirm in the game. It's just not like you wouldn't know unless you like mess around with the Book Squirm settings. Like it's just like kind of like an option in there.
Which I think Infinite Book Squirm brings this close to the top of our list.
I mean, I would say, I've played Mario Golf more But I think in terms of the quality, I would say Party Superstars edges a little bit above it.
Whoa.
Just a little bit. I mean, they're very different types of games, right? And this is a dumb list, but like,
This is the definitive Nintendo pipeline
yeah, sorry,
list.
Mark, sorry, my bad. Yeah, the
Well.
definitive list. I think just the level of polish on this, the quality of the online, and the thoughtfulness of stuff like suspending saves online and stuff like that. The game is really good. It's just a little bit content light.
So, would you call it the best Switch game
I would call
of
it I would call
2021?
it the best one so far, 2021. Yeah.
See, I would like to push back against this because I'm sitting here listening to you guys talk about an infinite mode, and the idea of doing anything in Mario Party Forever sounds like an existential nightmare
Have
to
you
me.
played Booksquirm? It's wonderful.
I mean,
It's infinite until you die.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's
sure,
not like
sure.
forever. It's just until
But
you.
what if
until
you
suck.
don't die?
If you don't die, then you'll be doing it for the rest of your mortal life.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it going there because I have a feeling it's about to get dethroned anyway.
Yeah.
It might not stay at the top forever.
Yeah.
And
I
what
don't
is,
think
what
it's
is our
gonna-
next game, James?
It says something about Metroid Dread there, which that's a fake game that someone
Yeah.
made up several years ago on the internet for the
Yeah.
DS.
Yeah, that game doesn't.
That
ever
actually
happen.
came to life last year somehow. I think it belongs at the top of the list just for that.
Just that alone.
Those dudes played us for like a decade. That's incredible.
A long con.
Yeah, it's amazing this game was even made.
Yeah, just to have that name and to have like core concepts from it that were always around in the like early designs
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
couldn't
like
implement until now. I guess that's whack, dude. It's crazy.
it's like
to
if
think
Duke
about.
Nukem Forever came out and was good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like StarCraft Ghost.
Yeah.
It's
Although,
like it feels like something that shouldn't exist, but like I played it, and it
Yeah.
was rad.
It was fantastic.
yeah, it's my personal game of the year.
I think it's
Yeah.
better than Mario Party Superstars.
I think
Yeah,
it's better.
pretty easily.
Yeah, I think it's easily number one. But yeah, this game is just so good. It's one of those few games that like these days in my like burned out adult like my burned out adult ways that I was actually very compelled to continue playing for hours and hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love this game. It's my favorite 2D Metroid.
Did
the
you
final
sell it yet?
boss felt like a... No, I didn't. It's on the shelf. I...
Sell it yet?
Muffin be like, this is my game of the year. Also, I'm selling it tomorrow.
I'll think about it. I'll consider it.
The movement is so good. I think the Emmy conceit is pretty good, although I do think it could have been done a little bit better.
Yeah. They're not
the-
too punishing, though, so...
Yeah, the power-ups that they've added are really neat, and the little wrinkles that they've added are really neat, and the map size is enormous, without feeling like insurmountable.
Yeah. And the final boss is very fun. Feels like a Dark
Yeah.
Souls boss.
Yeah.
I would say the only thing that I can think of that I didn't like about Dread, but it's such a minor complaint, but like it bugged me the whole time, was how complicated the map screen looks compared to other
Yeah.
Metroids. I feel like older Metroids, like communicated where you were on the whole map better with a much less detailed interface.
Yeah, it's interesting because for this game, in previous Metroids with maps, there'd be like, if you're in a room that has an item in it, there's an icon for it.
Yeah.
In Dread,
A circle.
if you're in a radius of an item, the chunk of the map flashes, and then once the item has been discovered, there's an icon for it there. But if you collect the item, the icon becomes slightly faded. However, it's very difficult to discern it from one
it's
that you've
very
already
hard.
collected. Yeah. It's
Getting
really-
the 100% was definitely more annoying than it should have been.
Yeah, it was
I had to
just
like
one-
look at like lists on like IGN of like where the things are. I'm like, okay, I have this one, I have that one, I
Wow.
have this one.
fake gamer.
Wow.
I just looked at the
Unbelievable.
map with a fine-tooth comb
Mm.
and suffered.
Anyway, yeah, the game's borderline perfect other than that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
like,
it's very good.
Easily the number one here.
if you want to hear more about us talk about Metroid Dread, we have a couple episodes, or we have a specific episode this year with Skipper that goes deep on Metroid Dread, spoilers and all. So definitely check that out.
Yeah. And has anyone played anything beyond the demo of this next game?
No, but I feel like I got everything I wanted to out of it.
I also got everything I wanted out of this game from the demo. This is on Miitopia.
So I dig the demo. I have the 3DS one. I haven't gotten around to really like playing it yet, but it's something that I'm eager to. I just can't really like rank it right now because I haven't.
Well, you have to rank it.
But I
have to rank it.
Here, can I make a case for it being number 2?
Okay.
Sure.
The advanced meme maker they unleashed on the internet that was like blowing up on Twitter for like a week.
Yeah.
That was
good
shit,
fun.
dude.
I would say at
Counterpoint,
the very least,
it's very boring.
Yeah, that's fine, but so is fucking Mario Party and Bravely Default 2, so what do you want?
I feel like it's at least better than Big Brain Academy.
I can
comfortable
settle for
with
number
it
3.
there.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty high on this list. Would you say it's better or worse than Mario Golf Super Rush?
Since I have not played it, I'm going to say worse.
All right. I'm good with that. The next game, James has played a lot of.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is actually the first Monster Hunter game I ever got into, and it finally worked.
And this is Monster Hunter Rise that we're talking
Yeah. I figured that was obvious. What else
It's
would
not.
it be? But no, really, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah.
It's Monster Hunter's a lot. It's a lot to. Did either of you play it at all? Do either of you
I played
play
the demo
Monster Hunter?
yet again.
I played the demo and it was fun.
Do you? Okay, so Clay,
I
I
played
get
a
the
lot of
feeling you don't
World, so
care
like-
about Monster Hunter.
I really liked World.
I said Clay, but I see
Clay,
you
yeah.
sound.
I've tried multiple Monster Hunter games at this point, and every single time I've never been able to get into them.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, it took me this long, and I've tried several.
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted,
I think-
those were mostly the demos that turned me off from them, and I've heard that's a bad way to introduce yourself.
Yeah, it honestly kind of is.
Yeah, I think it was too, because I played the demo for Rise, and I was still kind of iffy about it, but I got peer pressured into buying it by some friends. And I'm kind of glad that I did. I guess it's hard for me to like place it in the like pantheon of Monster Hunters. Like, I don't know if it's better than World or worse than World, because I didn't play World.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a like just real like raw addictiveness to that game's loop, right? Like where you're just going out and you're fighting bosses over and over, and you don't really have to concern yourself with like fighting like boring enemies. It's like all boss fights all the time,
Right.
and
And you really get to master the fights when you do them so much.
yeah, it's really fun, especially when you have like 4 people like that have all mastered the fight, and you're all just like ninjaing around in different like directions, and like I play Insect Glaive, which is a weapon that you can like vault yourself into the air and do a bunch of crazy like aerial moves too, and then bounce off the monster and do them again.
Yeah.
There's something that's just profoundly like engaging about combat that's that dynamic that still leaves you in full control of it. Because in a lot of games that would be like, a quick time event or something. Like vaulting over an enemy and like having
Right.
aerial control.
Yeah, I remember the whole like idea of the wire bug things being interesting to me as someone who does not play Monster Hunter and finds it like slow and clunky.
Yeah. I love I'm a charge blade dude. I love that weapon. It's just so... I just love the combos.
This game doesn't feel clunky at all. This game feels like an action game almost, and maybe that's too far in the other direction from what people actually like about Monster Hunter. I don't know, but I liked it. It doesn't sound like either of you are going to have a horse in this race, though.
No.
So
No,
Although
You-
Utopia
you-
does.
You can kind of put this where you want it.
I think it's better than Miitopia for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Mario Party, but I'm outvoted there. So
I wouldn't outvote it, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't outvote
If
it
you really
any
if you
better.
really think so, I don't feel like I like Mario Party Superstars, but like I'm not like I don't love that game.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
not
then
gonna
yeah, it's
cry.
better than Mario Party.
Our number
Alright.
2 slot is Monster Hunter Rise.
All right.
I think Clay, you've played this one.
I played very little of this one.
Oh no! You were
I
so
got-
excited about this game.
I just haven't like gotten to it because of like so much
and
other
this is
crap.
a new Pokemon Snap. is this
Yeah,
game.
and so when I say other crap, 99% of the time it's Animal Crossing. Yeah, so I started this one out. It felt very good. It was exactly what I was looking for in a Pokemon Snap sequel so far. I'm barely in it all, and I can't really say too much about it.
So
because-
better than Big Brain Academy.
I
Well, it's-
played. Oh, sorry. Go
Oh.
ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I played like 3/4 of the game.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's a lot.
I didn't stop playing because I wanted to. I stopped playing because something else came out. I don't remember what. I think it was Skyward Sword. But no, I agree with what Clay said. It's like pretty much exactly what you'd want out of a Pokemon Snap sequel. Like just more of it with like slightly more interesting picture mechanics.
Yeah.
Or photography mechanics, I should say.
I think it's cool that they added like a lot of ways to just like touch up the picture afterwards if you just want to like play around with it.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they also added like different times of the day, and for the levels, just because
Yeah.
they look very different. The levels are like very different vibes between the night and day versions.
And there's different Pokemons too, right?
Yeah, obviously, but
I like how you can kind of like essentially level up the courses as well, by playing through them, and then like more Pokemon show up.
yeah, that's a good idea too. It makes like replay because you have to replay levels in a game like that because it's
Yeah.
essentially it's just a like a rail shooter like House of the Dead, but
Yeah.
you're getting Pokemon instead of shooting zombies.
Yeah.
And like those games are meant to be replayed over and over, but when it's like a photography simulator instead of a shooter that you like improve at mechanically,
Yeah.
you have to like put in other things to make the progression feel like it's happening. And I think that they did a pretty good job of like that stuff didn't exist in the first game. That's just something they added new like wholesale, and it just
Right.
works. It's a very smart solution to that idea.
Do they still have like the puzzle game elements, like throwing like specific balls in specific places to like wake people up and stuff?
Yeah.
My friend always says that Pokemon Snap and Star Fox 64 are the same game, so the exact same game.
Just identical.
Yeah, every single way.
Oh yeah.
So, where do we think this one makes it here?
Definitely above Miitopia.
Yeah, that's an easy yes.
Whether it's above Golf and Mario Party, that's up to
Yeah.
you guys.
I feel like just based on my early impressions of it that it's going to fall above Mario Golf to me, because as much fun as I've had with Mario Golf, there's a lot of parts of that game that are very like dissatisfactory to me.
So
Like-
you want to put it above Mario Golf, below Superstars?
I feel like it at least should be above Mario Golf. If we're
That's
using
good for
Mario
now.
Golf as the relative.
Yeah, and we can always move
Yeah.
it later.
Yeah.
Another quick aside, they actually like that game had a lot of Pokemon Snap had a bunch of stuff in it to begin with, and then out of nowhere they just added more stuff to it one
Yeah,
day.
that's true.
Like they didn't announce it or anything. Just one day it was like, hey, here's like 2 new levels.
Yeah, and like
With-
20 something more Pokemon.
yeah,
or
it was like
whatever.
it was a pretty decent chunk of new Pokemon too.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
And I know new Pokemon Snap has a bunch of different control options as well. I don't know if you use the gyro option or not.
Yeah, I did use. Well, I used the gyro when I would play handheld.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think the gyro felt very good on the Pro Controller.
That's unfortunate.
And I usually do. I usually like gyro quite a bit.
Yeah, I never actually got around to playing Mario Golf with the motion either. Just haven't yet.
I don't think I did either. Has anyone here played Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Pearl?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, I don't need to go on a long diatribe about this game because we had a whole podcast about it where we talked about it for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, definitely check that out if you want to hear more about that game specifically.
It's pretty good. It's a comfy Pokemon game. I would definitely rather play it than Miitopia or Big Brain Academy. So,
yeah.
I wouldn't put it above any of those other games, though.
All right, so
It's a
in
remake,
between
and it's decent. It does what it does fairly well.
Pokemon
All right.
Diamond, Pearl,
Big
between
endorsement
Mario
there.
Golf, Super Rush, and Miitopia.
Listen, man, you know if you like Pokemon or not at this point, you know?
If you like Pokemon,
If you like it, you'll probably have a decent time.
I know like my friends who like grew up with Diamond and Pearl were like, "Oh, it's Diamond and Pearl again." They were happy, so I'm happy for them. The next one is a Pokemon game I played a lot of actually.
I played a decent
Pokemon
bit too.
Pokemon Unite, the Pokemoba.
Pretty decent amount too.
This is the only MOBA I've ever gotten myself to try for any period of time.
I like this game quite a bit.
I thought it was pretty fun, but I feel like I'm no expert mind, but I feel like it kind of shows its like shallowness pretty quickly. But if you can get over that, it's still pretty fun regardless.
It's like a basic-ish MOBA, but I think there's still like a fair amount of depth. You still have like some choices like in the matches.
Yeah, I don't.
And if you coordinate with teammates, it can definitely be like a strategic game.
Yeah, to be clear, I typically don't like MOBAs very much.
Yeah, I avoid them at all costs.
I've played
typically.
like maybe 8 total hours of Dota 2 and League of Legends combined. Did not get it, man. It did not make.
That's good. It's good that those games didn't stick because I devoted like 400 hours to League of Legends in high school, and I regret that. I regret all that time.
I mean, everyone's had their nightmare, right? Like it was either if it wasn't MOBAs, it was RTS or MMOs. So.
Yeah. Everyone has like their time suck games.
Diablo 2 for me in middle school, man. StarCraft, Brood War in middle school, man. Ooh,
yeah, you know,
bad.
I dug what I've played of this. It didn't really keep me for long. I do like the weird picks for Pokemon they've been doing, and I do like how you kind of like sort of level up your moves as you play through a match.
Yeah, I like how the matches are pretty short too. Like they're very concise MOBA matches.
That's a big thing for me because I ain't sitting there for an hour. Playing Pokemon Unite.
You know, I'd forgotten about that, but that's very true. Because aren't they like 10 minutes max? 50?
Yep, 10 minutes is the main mode, and then 5 minutes is the quick mode.
Yeah, and I was like, I feel like if that game was 2 minutes longer, I would not ever play it.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 minutes is the exact perfect amount for...
I definitely prefer like the shorter MOBA games.
I know there's a few maps, but I've only ever played the main map because I don't do ranked mode.
Ranked only has...
When I played, there was only one... Oh, wait, go on.
Ranked only has the one main map, as far as I know.
I think it's the short mode, like the 5-minute mode, has a few more maps.
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
should
it
probably do that instead because I like shorter.
Yeah, I was mostly playing with my sister, and then she stopped playing, so I stopped playing it. But I did have a good time when I played it. I would say. I haven't played much Mario Golf. I like this game, but I could see it above or below that. I don't know.
I feel like it's probably maybe better than Diamond Pearl.
Yeah, I can give you that. It's an original, relatively original effort from the Pokemon Company.
That's probably where I'd
It
put
made
it.
me play a MOBA, and that...
Yeah, that's kind of the accomplishment it had for me as well.
Yeah, like I probably got like a good like 10 hours out of it. I had fun time, so I'm happy with that ranking. So
We're out of Pokemon hell.
Pokemon Unite.
God.
Yes, no more
Finally.
Pokemon games this year.
We're into a different kind of hell now.
Now JRPG.
Yeah,
Shin
no, we're not
Megami
out of
Tensei
we're not out of Pokemon
V.
Hell yet. This is basically a Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's true. This is just
Monster.
Pokemon in hell.
the Dark Souls of Pokemon, as I've
Stop.
heard people call it online.
So my great shame is that I haven't finished this game yet. It's like
That's okay.
probably one of the most anticipated games of like all time for me, or at least for all the entire Switch life.
Oh wow.
Because they announced it when they showed the Switch at that January event.
Yeah,
So it
they
had been-
just showed like the title or something.
Right, so
Shin
it was
Megami
just about
Tensei
5 years. Just about 5 years
Wow.
for that thing to come out. And I've been waiting for it for that long. But I have not played it all the way through yet. I'm going into the like third area. I will say that it is very cool. It's got like the perfect like kind of. You guys didn't play Nocturne either, did you?
No.
I'm not a
course.
JRPG person.
Yeah, of course not. We know. It's a shame. Anyway, this game has just immaculate, like, kind of creepy, but also like, it's like it's hard to explain because Shin Megami Tensei is relatively unique in how it feels, especially compared to other JRPGs. But it's got this like weird techno futurism horror to it that's just really neat, and I'm really excited to play more of it. It's definitely cooler than Pokemon Unite.
Yeah.
And it like
Is it cooler than a Mario Golf game?
I think it's cooler than Mario Golf, but
Is it cooler than a Pokemon Snapshot game?
Are we literally going to put this on the list initially based on how cool it is and nothing else?
Yes.
We could put it on the list for
Because if
whatever
that's-
reason we desire.
If that's the case, then I could probably put it at number 2.
Oh, number 2 over Monster Hunter, huh?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
that cool is the
Damn.
thing.
But is it fun?
I think it's fun, yeah. But I mean, it's a turn-based RPG with like an extra layer of strategy layered on top, so you know if that's your thing or not. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy your time with it more than you enjoyed your time with Monster Hunter Rise?
See, that's where I come in. I don't know because I play Monster Hunter Rise for like fucking 200 hours. You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's hard to say that, but we were rating it on how cool it was initially, and it moves around.
Now we're rating it overall.
Yeah.
You seem like you feel pretty strongly about it.
I feel pretty strongly about how cool it is, and I think it's cooler than Pokemon Snap. I would put it at 4.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't think it's cooler than Mario Party.
I don't want to fight the Mario part. I want to let you guys have something up there that I didn't talk about.
I mean,
for
I
like an
wouldn't
hour.
even.
Nope.
I wouldn't even necessarily fight you putting it higher than Mario Party.
I wouldn't have thought that if you would have moved it later, honestly.
I think that the Mario Party defeater is coming up here next.
Okay.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
the Mario Party Defeater is here, and it is Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury,
Yes.
which was fantastic.
I think we all played this one, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Finished it.
Bowser's Fury in particular was a big highlight of mine.
Yeah.
It's my personal, probably number 2 is Bowser's Fury.
Yeah, I could easily put this towards the top of the list.
I could put it above Rise too, personally.
Yeah. I wouldn't put
Like,
it above Metroid.
It's not just a port either. Like, Mario
Yeah.
3D World is legit better on the Switch. They made
Yeah.
the game a lot faster. It feels great.
The online being included as well is a big plus
Yep.
for 3D World, even if I still think of this game as like Bowser's Fury plus 3D World.
But still, yeah, you get like a cool new small Mario experiment plus a better version of a really good 3D Mario game.
Yeah.
And online.
And Bowser's Fury is just it's very concise. Grant, I say that, but like, you know, I do feel like it has a lot of filler shines, particularly the ones where Bowser blows up blocks with his face on them.
Those are frustrating, but overall, I had like a great time with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent amount of content. I think it's fun to replay. I think it's fun to path through and control. And I think it's a fun way of using some of the stuff from 3D World in a different context. So it's nice to have like the power ups and like a power up inventory and stuff. It's super neat.
Yeah, it's cool to see 3D World engine, but with camera control.
And 3D World, as always, is very pleasant and enjoyable. I finished both of them. I didn't like.
Me too.
I didn't go for like all stamps, all characters on every flag or whatever, but I got every star.
I forget. I might have like a few stars left, but I did most of it.
Yeah. Like I once I completed the final asshole area with a character, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm considering this completed. But yeah, I mean it's great. Feels great. It's easily, I would say it's number 2 for me.
Yeah, I would say it's number 2 as well.
I can put it at number 2. I love 3D World already.
Yeah.
And they just made it better. And Bowser's Fury was cool.
Yeah.
I think it's very funny that you ride Plessie around like an open world car. Like she,
it's like GTA with Plessy.
Yeah. She's like,
she's the car.
Loftwing, or what the hell's the bird called?
Yeah, the Loftwing, which is our next game.
Yeah.
Wow, great segue.
Oh, and before we move on, if you want to hear more about Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, that was our first episode ever.
Yeah,
was about some stuff and then Bowser's Fury. So
yes,
check that out. But yeah, so next is Skyward Sword HD.
I am at the third. I passed the third dungeon of this. It's fantastic from what I've played. I think you guys have played this game more than I have.
I have not played the HD version. I have played the original version. And I have a lot of issues with this game in that version. And none of them are the controls, by the way. It's all just the world design and dungeon design, and it's kind of just one continuous puzzle dungeon, which is not something I traditionally like.
Oh, I really like that. And I like the dungeons a lot.
It's pretty much the polar opposite of Breath of the Wild. I think we can probably agree on that at least.
Yeah. It's very much like classic-y linear Zelda.
Like, I'm not lying when I tell you that I will likely enjoy Big Brain Academy more than Skyward Sword HD.
Well, we're not. Yeah.
Personally.
For me, this is a top 5 game. It's Zelda. But it's also an older Zelda and without like a ton of new things. So that's where...
Yeah, although, it's... they added a button scheme, which is nice. They made certain things nicer, like, the tutorials and intro and stuff for a bit.
Yeah. I think... I think this is definitely, like, obviously a definitive version, but they removed a lot of annoyances and hindrances that, like, were just so frustrating. Like, Fee is still terrible in this, but she's a lot less terrible.
Yeah. James, what do you think?
I think Skyward Sword is decent. I've always thought it was decent. I like it better than some Zeldas. It's not in my top 5 Zelda games. So I only played the HD version up to the Fire Temple, I think.
It's like the second.
It's the second one, I think.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a game I stopped because I didn't like it or anything. I stopped it because another game came out, and this is like my second time playing Skyward Sword. But from what I remember playing it on the Wii, there's like a handful of really cool areas and a couple really cool dungeons in the game. And I actually like the motion controls. I think they're novel, and I think they work just well enough to like be kind of silly, like fun in a silly way, like a silly video game way.
90% of my enjoyment with that game is the sword combat.
Yeah, and I totally agree. One thing I would have liked to have seen in Skyward Sword HD would have been because they did a button combat version and the motion combat version. Yeah. But I kind of wanted a mixed one where all of the fighting, like with your weapons and items, were on the motion, But like when you're walking across a stick or something, the balance is on
Yep.
the
Yeah,
And,
stick.
like,
flying on the bird or whatever.
Or
Yeah,
flying
flying
on
on
the
the bird is
bird.
just so much better with a controller.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how much better it is.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing I would have wanted to see out of the new controls, since they didn't put much else in the game. It looks gorgeous. It's very pretty. And it
Yeah.
runs at 60 FPS, which is
Yeah.
wild feeling for a 3D Zelda game.
Yeah, that's true.
Another
Big
complaint I
run.
have is some of the motion. Like, I love motion control games. Like, if Wii Sports Resort was on this list, it would be number one.
Yeah, same.
But I think Skyward Sword doesn't need motion for a lot of its stuff. And sometimes that frustrates me. Like, obviously the sword combat's great, but like we said, like, walking across a beam doesn't require me to, like,
yeah.
use motion. Or, like, throwing a bomb. It just feels so
I
unnecessary.
like the bombs.
So the bomb's underhand makes sense. Underhand has twisting. So if you twist it, you can, like, curve the throws.
Yeah.
I don't think throwing it upward has any, like, differences of, like...
Yeah, maybe it doesn't, but bomb bowling makes up for it.
Bomb bowling is fun.
Yeah.
I would say this is, like, better than Pokemon Unite, but I wouldn't put it too high because it's, like, a remake and they're not adding, like, a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
I
can
definitely
give
would
you that.
not, at least based on my experience with the original version, I would not put it above Mario Golf.
Yeah, I'm
But-
fine with that.
But again, I can't comment on the improvements and stuff.
What happened to Big Brain Academy on the? Oh, never mind. I see it now.
Yeah, it's down there. I still my
belongs.
personal list, I will still enjoy Big Brain Academy more.
I'm loving Bravely Default at number 13.
Now it's at number 14.
Bravely
because,
Default just got like screwed from being early. I think that's what happened with Bravely Default.
Well, and
too.
also by like being the only person here that played it doesn't like it
Yeah.
very much. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the way it goes. So Skyward Sword is, like, dead in the middle of being... I really like this game, but also I haven't beaten it. And also it's not a ton of new stuff. So I think it's a good spot for it. Our next game is...
actually,
I
it's
think
not that game.
It's not
I'm
the-
making an executive decision and
Okay.
adding No More Heroes 3 right now.
Okay.
And also, I haven't played No More Heroes 3.
I'm making executive decision and removing No More Heroes 3.
Nope. Because if Shin Megami Tensei... I know Shin Megami Tensei 5 is Nintendo published. However,
Yeah.
No More Heroes 3 was announced at that same event and had a similar cult excitement following it, and I feel like it belongs on this list as a major Switch exclusive.
Has anyone played this game?
it's very yeah. I beat it. It's very good.
Where would you put it on here?
Oh God, you're asking the world of me.
Yeah.
I didn't put this much thought into like my favorite games of the year. now my brain hurts. I'm gonna go with better. It's definitely better than Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just put it at 8 and knock
Alright.
Skyward Sword down 1 because I'm not gonna make arguments about.
I will eventually get to this one, I promise. I'm so sorry.
We'll probably not get to this one. I thought...
I've had it waiting for a while, and then, you know what happened? My delivery got delayed, and then WarioWare happened. And you know what happened after WarioWare? Metroid happened.
Well, right now what is happening is WarioWare.
Yes, WarioWare is happening.
This game's alright. I don't know. It's fine.
We did do an episode on WarioWare as well, if you want to hear about
Yeah.
that. We also did a Skyward Sword episode, too, if you want to hear about
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we love Nintendo here, but
Yeah.
as I get further away from WarioWare, I kind of like it less.
Yeah, I've kind of gone up and down on this one a lot. I still play it every week for the Wario Cups.
If I bought it digitally, I would have, but I bought it physically, so I just don't feel like taking the cartridge out and putting it in.
That's why you need one of those like mini game cases that you can just keep at your desk.
You live such a belabored life.
Such a belabored life. But yeah, I think it's the worst WarioWare, main WarioWare. And I don't know, it's fine. I might go back to it at some point.
I disagree
But
on that
maybe
one.
not.
I don't think it's the worst main Wario.
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst, but it's got the worst extras.
Yes.
I could possibly say it's better than Touched, but I don't think I can give you much else.
So it's
I mean,
better
it's
than
better than DIY.
and it's better
Oh,
than
that's not a-
Smooth Moves.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think I like it
Okay.
more than Smooth
I haven't
Moves.
played Smooth Moves that much.
I like
so.
playing it more than Smooth Moves. Smooth Moves is a funnier video game, which I would
Yeah.
accept factors into what is good about WarioWare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that there's not many mini games in or what is it called? Get It Together, and I don't like the characters very much.
I really dig the micro games that are included, and I really dig that not only are there, the normal 3-stage difficulty of each micro game, but that for each character it plays differently, and that there are weird ways to solve each micro game. It's not just one way.
I do
I
like
think
that.
that helps a lot with variety. It feels more interesting, and each game has more kind of a little bit more depth to it. And instead of having to figure out the controls, which is traditionally what you do in each micro game, which I do miss, the it's more about dealing it with like what your character is going to do, because the characters all have a baseline of how they control. I think the thing that really hurts the game for me is the emphasis on the prezzies versus like having more like full mini games. I think the variety pack. Yeah, there's no like fun like doohickeys to unlock.
The variety pack kind of blows.
The variety pack, I liked what I've played of it, but I don't have anyone to play multiplayer with, so I've only played the ones with one player options in the variety pack, and I had fun with them. But there's a lot of the variety pack modes that look really fun to me, but I can't play. So really, what it's been has been the Wario Cups, which have been really fun.
Yeah, those are neat.
They do everything from like more standard ones where it's like, oh, there's 15 micro games and you need to just beat them as fast as possible, to something more like specific, like you play as both what I think it was like both 9-volt and 5-volt at the same time was a recent one.
Oh, that's clever.
That's a fun one.
I wish they just unlocked, even if you didn't like launch the game, because I would like to try some of those.
Well, once you start a Wario Cup, like say you unlock the Wario Cup
I
feature,
know, but I didn't.
Wait,
go on. Sorry.
If once you do one at all, like if you played a Wario Cup at any point, next time you go into the Wario Cup and look at the past ones, it will have every single one that's released between when you last
then I will
played.
have them all. Okay,
Yeah, you will.
That's
yeah.
good. Okay,
So long
maybe
as you
I will check that
started,
at some point.
so long as you started like week 1,
Yeah, I did.
yeah, then you're
sick.
good.
Okay, that's cool. I thought.
And those are really the highlight of the game for me. That's what keeps me coming back. I don't find the standard game modes as fun as previous WarioWare of going for high scores and stuff, except when you choose the all option. The all option is great. That's
it is great,
every character.
but I think it adds more randomness than I like from a WarioWare.
Yeah, I think that's a fair take. I just like the chaos. The chaos is just so stupid. Yeah. And it's really like the actual test of how good you are at the game.
True, but then you'll just get like a really bad combination and like ruin your run.
I mean, you can, yeah, but that's also just like that's kind of like you get better with the characters as you play as them. I think the story mode was fun. It's not anything special, but
it wasn't as good as the 3DS story mode.
Yeah, it does some stuff. I think that's fun with it. That's unique. So yeah, it's kind of tough for me. I don't know.
Pokemon Unite is better than this game.
See, I don't know if I like. I think this one I like slightly less than Mario Golf, but maybe slightly more than Mario Golf. That's kind of where I am.
Oh wow, yeah. For me, it's below Pokemon Unite.
They made a WarioWare game without Pyoro in it. I mean, he's in it, but his game's not in it.
But without the game,
bottom of the list.
Bottom of the list.
No, not bottom of the list. That is objectively wrong.
I think Pokemon Unite is a better game than this. I think it's more fun. I think it's clever.
I know for the type of person that I am, it's definitely much better for me than Pokemon Unite. But I don't think Pokemon Unite is a bad game, so I'm not terribly upset if we put it below Pokemon Unite. The only thing I'm upset about is that Skyward Sword is above it.
Skyward Sword's a great game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a middling WarioWare that I liked a lot. I mean, that's what it says about the prior games in the franchise, in my opinion.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
I still like this one quite a bit, and I think that like you said, the all the different ways you have to like play the game because the characters are different. Like each micro game can take on any different number of like win conditions,
Yep.
or rather, the win condition is the same, but the way to get to that win condition is can be totally different between one character to the next.
And
It's
some of
very
them are
good.
kind of just like certain characters. It's kind
It's
of just straight up cheating.
it's the first time since like the original WarioWare that I felt that like panic, you know, where you're
Yeah.
like, wait, what do I do?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
because of that stuff it's because of like the different character dynamic that's there, because like your brain will remember a micro game a certain way, and then like 18-volt shows up on it and you're like, oh
Oh
no,
crap.
I
Yeah.
can't move.
Or like 9 volt shows up and you have to time it to grab a ring or something.
But I
Not like, oh, that cat litter one feels so random and miserable. I hate that so much. I think that alone makes it worse than Pokemon Unite.
but I legitimately bought this game because I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be able to play Pioro on the Switch finally.
Now you just have you don't have Pioro the game, but you do have every game is Pioro.
Yeah, that's it. You know what's funny about that? It's not as good.
That's good.
Pioro is excellent.
It is. I don't disagree. I feel like honestly, like we would all be singing a much different tune about WarioWare if it just didn't really do the Prezzies thing so much and it just had the standard kind of unlockables that WarioWare has.
If
See,
it
like,
had
for
Pioro
me, like
and
the
Paper
Prezzies
Plane,
didn't make too much of a difference. I just don't like the main conceit very much. Like I think it's very clever, and I'm glad they tried it. It was just a miss for me.
I think the main conceit's really cool. It's just the lack of surrounding content that hurts for me. Like not having stuff like Pioro or like getting pudding to move around or whatever.
What I wanted from a Switch WarioWare was like just like Joy-Con. What is it? HD motion like games, like HD Rumble,
Yeah.
HD Rumble toys. I wanted that like pouring ice out of a cup thing that was shown in like the initial Switch video. Anyways, we got to move on.
Yeah, we got to put this somewhere.
Worse than Pokemon Unite.
All right.
Is that okay?
I'll allow it.
All right.
yeah, it's fine.
I'll just
WarioWare.
I'll just mentally strike Skyward Sword from the list.
Yeah,
Haven't you been doing that for like a decade already?
You can move Big Brain Academy up one if you want.
We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that.
All right. Next is a game that one of us have played. Famicom Detective Club
Woo!
1+2.
These
Yeah.
games rule, and Muffin, you should play them.
I
Don't
want to
know-
play them. There's just I'm not buying them
Maybe
digitally for
someday.
that price.
Oh, right. I didn't know if a visual novel would be anywhere up your alley, Clay.
Yeah. I
but-
mean, they're usually not, but like these are kind of like I know people call them visual novels, but they come across to me more as like an adventure game with visual novel elements.
Sure. I mean, they're like, if that's something you think you like, you should play Ace Attorney as well. Though is the thing.
I've dug what I played of Ace Attorney.
Okay,
yeah.
I
cool.
would like to play Ace Attorney.
What I would like to say about these games that I think makes them really compelling in a way, especially compared to like the contemporaries in the genre, games like Ace Attorney and Danganronpa are like anywhere from 25 to like 35 hours long sometimes, which is
Yeah.
very long for a game that's essentially nothing but text
Right,
for a
and
lot
reading.
of for a lot of people, right? Famicom Detective Club 1 is like 4 hours long, and 2 is like 7 hours long, and both
That
of
actually
them
does make them more appealing.
and both of them tell very tight, concise, but still very compelling murder mystery stories that like they don't lose anything from being that short. They just don't
Right.
waste any time.
See, I'm the kind of person who would much prefer something be short than go on forever. I like concise. I don't think there's anything wrong with a short, concise game.
No, I don't either, and it was pretty refreshing playing something that was that like well written, that didn't like it didn't feel like it was wasting any of my time ever. There are a couple things. The first game has some, like, I wouldn't call them severe, but there's a few moments where the game that it really doesn't tell you what to do or where to go, and there are points in the game where it expects you to continue pressing a person on the same dialogue option even when their dialogue's not changing, which in more modern games is kind of like a sign that you're,
Right.
that you've already
done.
done. Yeah, don't do that anymore. But there are times that the game expects you just to keep going and going until you get a response.
Right.
And that kind of stuff feels a little bit dated, but that's more in the first game than the second one anyway. I would legitimately put these in the top 5. I'm willing to kick Shin Megami out if that's what it would take.
Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
mean, I trust you on that. I've heard a lot of people really enjoying these. I'm glad that they've gotten, remade and localized now after all these years.
It's such an interesting one to remake. Like it's
Yeah.
amazing that it was made, and it was even more amazing that it was brought here.
Yeah.
Which our next game was not.
Well, okay.
Also,
yeah, so-
incidentally, they're the second games on the list written by Sakamoto.
that's true.
So we're okay with this at number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an objection to that. But our next game was unfortunately not localized, and that's Buddy Mission Bond.
But we have a member of our server who loves this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sino says it's good, so it's probably got to be like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I would actually really like to play this game. Nintendo.
So better than
localized it.
Miitopia?
I'm not putting that as better than Miitopia when it's completely in Japanese and literally none of us have played it.
What about better than Big Brain Academy?
No, definitely not better than Big Brain Academy. I'm willing to say better than Game Builder Garage.
Okay, better than Game Builder Garage.
Oh, yeah, it's whatever.
Buddy Mission Bond.
the
than
most
Bradley
arbitrary,
Default
the most arbitrary, stupid inclusion on this list.
The next game is one of my personal favorites of the year.
Same.
It's Pac-Man 99, which is also not published by Nintendo, but like...
But it might as well be. Yeah, this game is fantastic. It hits so many right notes for me in terms of how it plays. Obviously, if you've played most people have played Pac-Man before. You kind of know how Pac-Man works. And then with Tetris 99, we kind of, and Mario 35, rip in peace. You kind of have an idea of how these online battle royale arcade games work at this point, but the way that it works isn't necessarily immediately what you would imagine in terms of like the multiplayer aspect, where it's like, I don't know, like maybe some people would think that like other players' Pac-Man would come and like eat you or something, but how it actually works is when you like take out ghosts and get chains and stuff, it sends these like semi-transparent Pac-Men, and what they do is, they move around the map, but they slow you down when you overlap with them. And then there are more severe versions of those that are red, which straight up kill you. And I think it's a fun sort of race, because you're like trying to get dots, because not only do you need a certain number of dots to be able to move to a new board, you also want to get as many full clears on the board to get extra speed. And if you get a lot of extra speed early on, you're generally in better shape for the end game.
We also did an episode on this one too.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear more about that, that was one of our earlier ones, I think.
Yeah. There's this whole thing of the ghost trains as well in this, where
which are from Pac-Man Championship.
Yeah, they're kind of, I don't know if they work exactly the same. They're pretty similar, but you want to get a big ghost train, because when you eat those ghosts, you can have this ghost train that's like 20 something ghosts long. That kind of extends your combo, and your combo is active so long as you're in pack pellet time. And obviously, as you go further in the game or whatever, the pack pellet time decreases and decreases and decreases until it's like a matter of seconds. So it's hard to keep the combo up, but the high combo is what makes your attacks do more to opponents. And Tetris 99 lets you like choose like where your attacks go to, but Pac-Man 99 adds this wrinkle of like you also get a power that you can choose. One of them is just you are faster. Another one is like your attacks are more powerful. I forget what the others are. But one, I think, extends your ghost train, like the maximum number of ghosts that can be in your ghost train. So there's like a lot of little like things in this game that add to its complexity without becoming crazy, and it just feels so good.
There's a lot of depth.
Yeah.
There's a lot of depth. It's really fun, Pac-Man. Did you play any of this, James?
Yeah, not a ton of it, but I won a few times, and it felt pretty good. I like Tetris 99 a lot better, but that game is still pretty fun.
Yeah, for me, this is better than Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah, I would say it is as well.
Wow, that high, huh?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
I won't argue with it. I had a lot of fun with it too. So,
I think one thing that does hurt this is that they don't do events for this one for some reason, which stinks, because I think something really fun about Tetris 99 is that there are events.
It definitely brings me back to Tetris more than it does to this one. But they have released some free themes, but like they could have made those themes into like fun events. But it's small,
so like they started by launching a deluxe pack essentially that has there's a bunch of themes that are paid. There is the offline modes, which is cool. There's kind of like Tetris 99 has the offline DLC. And then unfortunately, they made the private lobbies paid, which I think is a big mistake for Pac-Man 99. But they have added some free themes. It's kind of weird. It's a weird implementation of like some of the same sorts of content that Tetris 99 had, but the base game is so good and so fun and fast that it's so easy to jump in again, even more so than Tetris, I feel like.
I wonder, is it still easy to find matches? Have you played recently?
I haven't been online in a bit, so I'm honestly not sure, but the last time I played was like a few months ago, and I got in pretty quickly, so...
That's good.
Yeah, it's just a very fun game.
One major downside is there's no Grobda theme still, so...
there is no Grobda theme, yeah.
It loses a few points for that,
yeah.
But if you like Grobda, go play some Grobda.
Go play some Grobda. Grobda, actually, just a quick side note, Grobda was featured on RTA in Japan over the holidays. If anyone did not see it, it is a fun game. They did a score attack for Grobda, so look up RTA in Japan, Grobda, and you'll see some cool stuff.
Great. Who wants to take our next game?
Oh, I'll take our next game.
Okay.
DC Superhero Girls Teen Power.
A game all of us have played.
All of us have played extensively.
I mean, we're the core demographic, dude.
We are, yeah. So, I've actually heard, like, obviously, so this game's a licensed title that's published by Nintendo, and it is by the guys who worked on Deadly Premonition, I believe, if I remember correctly. Not Swery, but like that team, that developer. And from what I understand, despite like some issues, like it does actually have some neat stuff going on in it. But I have not played it at all myself. And I think it would be really funny if we put it above Bravely Default 2.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
That's all I got. What do you think? Do you think it should be above Bravely Default 2?
Better or worse than a kid's game you haven't played?
Are we being fair or funny? I don't know.
Both.
Because I would put it above Bravely Default 2 because it's funny, but I can almost guarantee that I would prefer Bravely Default 2. So.
Well,
I think it's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, put it above it. That's hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bravely Default 2 is still the worst Nintendo published game of 2021.
Yeah, that a Toy Box developer sure has their fingers in lots of very strange pies.
Yeah, they do.
Because you mentioned they did Deadly Premonition. I'm not sure if they did the original one or if they just did the ports.
I know they did the sequel, right?
Yeah, I think they did help White Owl with the sequel. That's That game runs like a nightmare. But they also did one of my more niche interests of this year was Kowloon High School. They did that game too. So that's a very
I've never
weird.
even heard of that game.
It's a
I
weird
just hear
developer.
Weeb Game when you say that.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's...
Is that game better than Bravely Default?
Oh,
2?
absolutely. I would definitely give that one. Nintendo didn't publish it, though, so it doesn't qualify for
Yeah.
the list. But
Fair.
what does
What's that game
qualify
called?
for Kowloon High School Chronicle, it's actually pretty rad, and it's not as weeby as it sounds, I promise.
Gotcha.
But Nintendo did publish the next game on this list, which says Happy Home Paradise,
Yeah.
which that sounds like a cult.
It is a cult. This game is cool. So obviously, as most people know, it's not a standalone game. It's an expansion for Animal Crossing New Horizons. But I felt like it was, by being its own sort of standalone thing, I feel like it can be evaluated as a game release this year. It's not like a small thing either.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, James, you played it till the end. I'm still kind of in the beginning.
Yeah, I've only played like 4.
No, I'm
4
like halfway
places.
through it. I still haven't finished it yet.
Oh, okay.
So-
Well,
We're probably at the exact same places we were when we last talked about it.
yeah. So, Happy Home Paradise, we had an episode on as well. We did not have an episode about DC superhero girls. Sorry to disappoint.
No.
But Happy Home Paradise, I really dig because if anyone has played Happy Home Designer on 3DS, this is pretty much that game again, but better. You have more customization options. You make houses for animals. You can construct the inside and the outside. They have a few furniture items that they want and some that they suggest, but you really just need to use like the 2 or 3 they give you, and they'll like whatever the crap you put together. You can do a lot of fun stuff with it. There's online sharing of like the houses you've made. You choose a location on a map for them to go that has like a different outside, which you can also customize. And you get paid in a currency called Poki, which lets you buy items, and the items and the rewards and design stuff that you learn goes back into the main Animal Crossing game. So it's much more tied into the core Animal Crossing experience than Happy Home Designer was. I think it's really good. The thing for me with this game, or with Home Paradise, is that I get very into designing the houses because I ain't about to give my girl, a really like shitty house. I'm gonna make like a really cool house to the best of my ability. So to do a single house in this game, like, it takes me like in excess of an hour. So I progress very slowly because typically I will play Animal Crossing to do some daily stuff, and then I'll end my session with Happy Home Paradise. And a lot of the times I play so much of the main game that I don't get to Happy Home Paradise because I'm like, I don't have another hour to do this. So
I like this game. It was pretty fun. I don't have too many deep thoughts about it. I liked what I played.
I've said everything I need to say in the Animal Crossing episode.
Same.
It would just be relitigating things that I still feel the same about.
Yeah, I don't need to repeat what I've said there. So, like, what are we thinking about this one?
Better
I'll be
than
very
Skyward
upset
Sword.
if it's. Say that again.
I said better than Skyward Sword.
I was about to say I would
That's
be
fine.
very upset if it's not better than Skyward Sword. I would
fine
put it
with
above. I would put it above Mario Golf from what I've played of it.
Okay.
Well, you're the biggest golf advocate here.
Yeah.
You're like the Tiger Woods of the pipeline.
Don't call me Tiger Woods. That's bad. That's bad.
That's true.
So-
I don't want to be the Tiger Woods of podcasts, please.
Happy Home Paradise breaks our top 10 at the number 9 spot so far, between Pokemon Snap and Mario Golf Super Rush.
Yeah.
We can kind of get through these next ones pretty quickly.
We do. Yeah, we have a couple left that are.
Some later ones.
Yeah.
So we got a pair here: Genesis Online and N64 Online.
You would call this the expansion pack?
Yeah. I feel like grading them separately is appropriate here.
That's fair. The Genesis one is a lot better than the N64
It's so
one.
much better. The selection of games so far, the selection of games so far, the emulation quality, yeah, it just generally works a lot
Yeah.
better.
They put
I'd say-
Dynamite Heady on that shit.
I was
dude.
just gonna say
Yeah.
that since last time we talked, they added Dynamite Heady, which
Yeah.
I would say is fair to bring that over.
I
Yeah.
can't.
I would put them right next to each other otherwise, though.
So for me, Dynamite Heady, and the other treasure games that are included, having Castlevania Bloodlines and Contra Hardcore is great. Thunder Force 2 was another recent addition that I was very happy to see. You know, ones that are crowd pleasers like Sonic 2 are always fine to see.
I don't like Toe Jam and Earl, but that music's good.
Yeah.
And it has online. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the only appealing way to play Toe Jam and Earl is co-op.
That is. I didn't think about it having online. That's actually amazing.
And you have, what do you call it? You have stuff like Shinobi 3 and Strider in there that are fantastic games. And you have freaking Musha. You have Musha. Like, day one, there was Musha.
But they also have Altered Beast.
They do. But
Which
every
they didn't
Genesis
have to.
everything has Altered Beast. That's just a fact of life.
When they didn't launch with it, I thought that maybe they had found, like...
We escaped.
they had found the balls to just not include Altered Beast. But then...
No. Altered Beast will always be. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it rose from the grave again. Like that soap opera gif.
Yeah. Yes, my favorite. Yeah.
So where would we put Genesis Online?
Above
Tough.
Ocarina of Time and below Dynamite Head. No.
You're going to rank each individual game.
Is it no above Metopia?
Yes.
Sure.
Definitely,
yeah.
at least. I'm trying to think if it's more than that. I mean, haven't played Pokemon. I'm not a Pokemon person.
I mean, it's probably Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are also old games.
Yeah.
And
Which is the better old game?
I feel like Genesis Online is the better.
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, they have, like, Streets of Rage and...
Yep. Streets of Rage 2. Streets of Rage 2. Holy crap.
Rystar. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that they have Rystar, Gunstar Heroes, Dynamite Heady, like, they're actually pulling some, like, cool Genesis games.
There's some great stuff and some great stuff still to come that I'm sure they'll add.
And
It's
the
pretty solid so far.
M2 doing the MU is very good. Generally, very good.
Just the right call.
Yeah. I would say despite its problems, I had a lot of fun with the online stuff of N64 Online. I played a lot of Mario Tennis Online. That was really fun. Some Mario Kart. They just added Paper Mario, which I know has a few issues, but that's still a fantastic game.
I am someone who is not wild about the N64 and the N64 library in general. I think I've played a good amount of the stuff available on N64 Online. Sin and Punishment was very appreciated. I'm glad they didn't mess up Star Fox. A lot of the other stuff I could give a crap, like Ocarina of Time can suck my nuts. We're not going to edit that out.
Woo!
It's there's a lot of, for me it's easily, I mean, I think we can all agree that it's definitely not as good as Genesis Online, like, at the very least.
I have no complaints about that. I probably prefer the N64 games overall, but I have no qualms about putting it under it because, like, I think Genesis Online is just a better and more complete showing right now.
It pains me to give Sega a W, dude.
I'm like,
not from a fanboy perspective, just in general.
for me, it's tough. Like, if I were to look at this list, I'd be like, I enjoyed Big Brain Academy more.
Word.
I mean, I can't say anything because I played 2/3 of Ocarina of Time, and that's all I've put into.
I think it should be right below Genesis. I think that's a good place.
I feel like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake might be better than N64 Online, though. That's what I'm wondering about. That's a really weird, like, distinct, like, question to have to ask in this year 2022.
I mean, I think Mario 64 alone. Come on.
Mario 64 is good.
You can
but,
already
like,
get Mario 64 on the system, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, James, better or worse than Pokemon Diamond and Pearl?
I think the list would be better with it below Diamond and Pearl.
Okay. That's fine.
All 4 of these old games in a row.
4 old games.
Miitopia is kind of old at this point.
Yeah, that's an old game.
Yeah. And I feel
Okay,
yeah.
the next thing is not a video game.
But it is
Zelda Game and Watch.
It's important, and I'll probably have the most to say on this.
Which we also, I will say, we have an episode on this.
We do. We made our own Game and Watches as well, which was fun.
Oh, cool.
So definitely listen to that. Have either of you guys grabbed the Game and Watch Legend of Zelda?
I'm not paying $50 to play 2 ROMs, but they are very cute devices.
Isn't there 3 ROMs?
Sorry, 3 ROMs. I'm so sorry.
So it has Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link's Awakening with all of the regional variants, and then it also includes Vermin with Link's head on it. And then it includes a enemy gauntlet minigame for the timer, and a little minigame where you can kind of just like play through Zelda 1 screens on the clock. Very cute anniversary item. You turn it on, a Triforce symbol cut out in the plastic lights up on the back.
Wait, there's a
I
Triforce
like Zelda 1,
symbol
2,
on the
and
back?
3. What's up?
There's a Triforce symbol that lights up on the back?
Yeah, it's super cool. It's like recessed
cool.
in the back, and then when you turn it on, it lights up.
Man, I didn't care until the last 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I hate you.
I think the thing is built well. I think the emulation is perfect. Having all the regional variants there is fantastic. And then the bonus modes that they've included are super cool. They've included a game C for Vermin, which makes it go lightning fast and you die as soon as you miss. They've added a time attack mode for the enemy minigame, where it's like a Zelda 2 enemy gauntlet. There are easy modes, essentially, for each of the 3 Zelda games that are included that give you like maximum hearts from the beginning. And yeah, and all the regional variants are there, and you can easily toggle between them, and they all have like suspend states that instantly load. I just think it's a great thing for the anniversary.
Yeah.
It's a big improvement over the Mario one, which I also liked. I pick it up a few minutes every day just to play with the clock, because you can kill enemies using the clock. I genuinely like it more than most releases this year. I would put it above Skyward Sword.
We're not putting it above Skyward Sword.
Absolutely
that's
easily
not happening.
above Skyward Sword.
Is Link's Awakening DX or regular?
It is the original, which I personally prefer. We've had re-releases of DX before and a remake of DX, but having the original one with all of its bugs intact, I think, is fun.
Oh, right, sure. That makes sense.
And it also lets you set the screen size to be either the whole Game & Watch screen or the actual, dimensions.
Do you think it's
I'll probably
the
pick
highest
one up.
I can get this? Do you think it's better or worse than Miitopia?
Probably better. I'd still say it's better than N64 Online in general.
I'll tell you
why. And I'll tell you why. Because the 3 games on there are not only very good, but the emulation is fantastic. And N64 Online MU is a bit sus.
Did you just call the emulation sus?
What's sus?
Did you just call the emulation sus?
I did just call it sus.
For calling the emulation sus, we're going to put Zelda Game & Watch right under N64.
Good lord.
God.
At first I thought he was like, the emulation sucks, but I'm like, wait, he said sus.
No, I said sus.
Oh, man.
That's how I feel. That puts together just generally how I feel about N64 in general. I just don't like N64.
We're almost done this list. We have 3 more games, and they're all pretty much the same game.
the legion of Picross games that have released
this year. We had Sega Picross, Picross S6, and Picross S7. So I'm going to rank these individually.
Oh, you're going to do it individually.
S7 has touch control, so I think it's number 1. I think Sega Picross, being a little different, is better than Picross S6.
Yeah.
I have not played any of these games.
I think they're all better than Bravely Default 2.
Yeah, sure.
I'd probably put them above Game Builder Garage. I just love Picross.
I would put them above. I mean, again, Buddy Mission Bond is kind of like a silly inclusion since
Let's put it
none of us can
above
play
Buddy
it.
Mission Bond because we
Yeah.
love Picross here.
Yeah, I'm kind of down with this. I'm okay with it. There's actually one other thing here which I don't know if we necessarily need to include it on the ranking, but it was so substantial to me that it was one of my favorite releases of the year, and that is the expansion content for Streets of Rage 4, which adds a pretty major survival mode.
That
that's
is
addicting.
not a Nintendo game.
I
and
know.
it
I'm just
is
saying. I'm
nowhere
not saying we're
near
gonna rank
counting for
it.
this list.
I'm not saying we're gonna rank it, but I am saying that for me, it's probably like my number 3, like right behind Pac-Man 99. That's how good it is. So,
That's
in short,
wonderful.
buy Streets of Rage 4 and buy the DLC.
Also buy Neo 2E. That game's good.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
That's not a Nintendo game.
I mean,
That's
it's
a
not.
Nintendo game.
It's not. It's not even an exclusive.
I just want to give a
but-
shout out to Neo: The World Ends with You and Halo Infinite's multiplayer
Yeah.
because those
So-
are my other games of the year.
Yeah. My two other ones were Psychonauts 2 and Resident Evil 4
Oh,
VR.
and Ace Attorney Chronicles. Great Ace Attorney
Yeah.
Chronicles.
Shove them all out there.
Great Ace Attorney. So yeah, there's a bunch of other cool stuff this year.
Our initial episode was going to be our top 3 just games, but I thought this idea was...
I think this is better.
Yeah,
was
this idea
more
was
fun,
more
so-
fun.
So
for
we
sure.
just throw those
So-
out at the end. Of
So
what
are we
games
really
liked.
leaving the very bottom of the list in the state that it is? Is
Oh
that,
yeah, do we want to do any last minute movements?
I think it's. I don't really think anything's wrong with it.
I think our
Personally,
list is
the
perfect.
only thing that's
Oh.
tragic is that N64 is not at the very bottom.
Bravely Default 2 being at the bottom is very funny, and I think that there are a couple people in the Discord, if they listen to it, might be mad.
This is their madness just makes us stronger because this is the definitive
Well, it's
Definitive.
like-
Nintendo pipeline game of the year list.
Well, it's like, how do you compete when the only person who played it thinks you're like a 6 to 7 out of 10 at best? And
Yeah.
the other two people are just like,
and when one of the other people is like a big simp for Big Brain Academy.
yeah.
It's just,
And the only Game Builder Garage fan the only Game Builder Garage player was like, oh, it's fine.
all right,
kinda
so I
clever.
think it's time we read the list then, right?
I might put Game Builder Garage above the Picrosses. I don't know.
No,
Picross
I
is
wouldn't put
pretty
them
darn
above
fun.
Picross.
No.
I'd say maybe
Uh,
above Buddy Mission Bond,
Who,
just
who
because
wants
no
to,
one's played that.
Let's switch off. Who wants to read the first 5? Well,
I'll let James do the honors for the bottom 5.
Yeah.
okay, I'll start the top 5 then. Our number 1 game of the year.
Oh, you gotta go
Nintendo
backwards.
Pipe.
You gotta go backwards. You gotta go backwards.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
you gotta go
he's right.
from. So the
James,
bottom
start
is number
the-
27.
27
Okay.
is Bravely Default 2. Just
the
a
official
little,
worst game of the year.
just a
Worst
little.
Nintendo published title of the year.
Oh yeah, a little bit better than that is 26 DC Superhero Girls. 25 is Game Builder Garage. 24 is Buddy Mission Bond. 23 is Picross S6. 22 is Sega Picross. 21 is Picross S7. And going into our top 20, Clay?
Number 20 is Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain. Number 19 is Metopia. Number 18 is the Zelda Game & Watch, which pains me because it's directly below number 17, which is Nintendo 64 Online. Number 16, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And number 15, Sega Genesis Online. 14...
Okay, go on. I'll
Is-
get the,
yeah.
I'll get the first top 10.
That's fine, yeah. 14 is WarioWare Get It Together. Number 13 is Pokemon Unite. Number 12, Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Number 11, No More Heroes 3.
And our top 10, rounding out off the list, is Mario Golf Super Rush. That's followed by our number 9, Happy Home Paradise, the Animal Crossing expansion pack. Then we have Shin Megami Tensei
No, you
5.
missed one.
I did. I missed number 8, New Pokemon Snap. Then Shin Megami Tensei 5 at number 7. Followed by the Famicom Detective Club 1+2. And then our top 5. These were the top 5 greatest Nintendo published games, mostly, of 2021. Mario Party Superstars, number 5. Number 4, Pac-Man 99. Number 3, Monster Hunter Rise. Number 2, Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. And the number 1 Nintendo game of 2021, by unanimous decision, Metroid Dread.
Perfect. I think it's
Whoa.
wonderful. Congrats.
Wait.
What a list.
What a list.
What a list.
Now let's rank Zeldas.
No,
Now let's rank Zeldas.
God.
God, another podcast.
Let's rank each of the individual N64 and Genesis Online games.
Oh no. Mario 64, number 1, done. I'm
The
leaving.
very bottom,
See ya.
Ocarina of Time.
Ooh, woof.
I don't think I
Number 1, win back.
can abide by this.
Ocarina of
That's-
Time worse than Altered Beast. You heard it here
That is a
first.
good
You know, I have derived more pleasure from Altered Beast.
Mm,
You can take that for how you want to. On that note,
I wish that
Yeah, on that
beast was
note-
being altered.
Thank you so much for listening. Welcome to year 2 of the Nintendo Pipeline podcast. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support in 2021. We'll be posting this list in the Discord once the episode's out, so you guys can see it in all of its glory.
and definitely not argue with it at all because it's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, if you disagree with this, tell us. Tell
But
us.
you're
Tell us
wrong.
what you disagree with.
so that we
tell us
can
where-
laugh at you.
You're
Tell us
still
where
wrong.
we're wrong, and we'll tell you you're incorrect because this is definitive.
Yeah.
Clay, do you want to tell us where else people could find
Yes.
our podcast and podcast things?
So, we are on YouTube, and we are on a ton of different podcast services. You're listening to us on one of them now, but you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, whatever that is. You can watch us on YouTube, all that fun stuff. If you want to see some more pipeline-related content, we do have a website. It is a blog that features content by some of our users. Soon you will be able to see on there the winners of our fantasy league for 2021. I'll have
Spoilers,
the
it's
ranks up on there
me.
soon. Wow, way to ruin that article before I even got to put it up. You can check that out at nintendopipeline.wordpress.com, which also has a link to our Discord server, which is our main hub. Come in and chat with all of us fun people about all kinds of Nintendo stuff and not. And besides that, we are back for 2022, so stay tuned for more fun episodes. Maybe even more video episodes this year, who knows?
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, James, close us out.
See you later,
No, wait,
guys.
wait.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
What?
Wait.
I do have to say one other thing, too. This week we did welcome James as our new regular host.
Oh, yeah, that
So-
did happen.
That did happen. We can't deny it. There's no more featuring James. It's just James is us now.
That's true. You don't get the nice feature at the end.
Yeah, you
now.
don't get the
Damn
feature
it.
anymore.
Now I'm just
So,
normal.
Thank you and welcome to the host team, James.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
welcome.
me. It should be very fun.
Yeah, it's
Very
gonna be a very
entertaining.
exciting year. There's a lot of great stuff coming up. I don't think we've discussed what our next episodes are, but
Nope.
we'll.
Well, it's
Well,
obviously going to
ton
be for that
this year.
January direct, right? Haha.
Yep.
I don't know
Sure,
anything.
James.
I-
Sure, James. Smile. All right, now James, close us out.
See you guys next week.